registered with the beeper only. Because full liability and responsibility is taken by the general partners, there's no requirement for filing with the Secretary of State. Now, this is why we are so concerned about general partners. Partners are personally liable, and any party who wants to be a general partner must be either an active or inactive broker or an investor, a non-licensed registered person, registered, not licensed. Again, there must be an active broker in every brokerage. If the only broker of the brokerage is gone for any reason permanently, must be replaced within 14 days. Watch this closely. This is the key to the concept. I'm going to give you a quiz question right after this. No sales associates or broker associates may be general partners.
Right.
You got it?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yes.
You want to test yourself on it? Turn to page 77. Read question number 2. 77, question number 2, 6 individuals. Raise your hands, do not shout out the answer out of courtesy to others. What's today's date?
14. Yeah.
Only 2 days old. On my watch.
Broken clock, broken watches.
No, it works
We're not
fine.
really here.
But it's just a plain old-fashioned watch which has a date and doesn't update itself for 31-day months, et cetera, et cetera. So every month I have to challenge myself to figure out. I got it. Before you, right? So what was your final answer, folks?
A, because they're all gonna be active. B.
A is the correct answer. Listen to this closely. In order to perform services in real estate for others for compensation, one must have a valid active current license in the state of Florida, right? Now, to be a general partner and perform services in real estate, can one be a sales associate or a broker associate? No. So all 6 must be active brokers, and again, it must be registered with the beeper.
So it's safe to say B is correct, and A is a better answer?
A is the best.
But I was looking for the clue. They're
Active.
planning to be active.
Planning. That means that they aren't yet. The question says, all 6 individuals are planning to be active.
Do you really want to split hairs like that?
Yeah,
That's
we were splitting
semantics.
our hairs for the next 2
Please
days.
be aware of this.
Okay.
And if you want to split hairs, we can have a discussion that goes on for 1,000 years. If you are expecting to be compensated for service in real estate in the state of Florida, planning or expecting, you better have a valid active current real estate license, correct? And again, if you're not a broker, you cannot be a general partner and perform services in real estate. An investor cannot perform services in real estate even though they can be a general partner, right?
Right.
An inactive broker can be a general partner, cannot perform services in real estate. Sales associate or broker associate can't be a general partner. You see, when you overbroaden on specifics, okay? I want a dozen red roses. That leaves a lot open, right? But damn it, you better not give me carnations.
You know, if 5 wanted to be investors, that would be different, right?
If the 5 wanted to be investors, they couldn't perform services in real estate for others, then you'd only need 1 active broker, but they couldn't perform services in real estate for others as non-licensed persons. Stay in the question, don't go outside. This is where death occurs, right?
Right.
This is where we get killed. Now, just briefly to cover the rest, limited partnerships, to be brief about it. A limited partnership is an entity that is a partnership, but there are two types of partners. Again, and because of limits of liability, the word limit of liability always requires a filing with Secretary of State and DeBeeper. Now again, to have a limited partnership, there must be a minimum of two. One who is a general partner, who as previously takes on all responsibility and liability upon themselves or others to 1, 2, 3, or more. But the limited partner is called limited because they're what are called silent partners. They invest their money and have no liabilities other than loss of money. Now again, in the brokerage, et cetera, read it on your own. Again, anybody with funds can be a limited partner, but again, general partners, just like before, active and inactive brokers, non-licensed registered persons. Now again, very popular, and by the way, this was asked, can I incorporate myself as a sales associate? The answer is absolutely not in this state. Can a sales associate or broker associate incorporate themselves? The answer is no, not in this state. But you can create an LLP or an LLC, a PLLC, et cetera, for yourselves, as can brokerages. Many of us do act as LLPs or LLCs. Slight difference, I don't want to get too deeply in it. But again, limited liability, always filed with Secretary of State. Now, again, unlike the general partnerships, there are limits of liability, and the limit of liability in the limited liability partnership is this. Curly, Moe, and Larry are in a general partnership, right? And you know how messy things get, right? And Curly, Moe, and Larry are all personally liable for the acts of others. In this one, Curly, Moe, or Larry would be responsible for their own acts and cannot pass liabilities to others. That is the difference between LLPs and GPs.
So is this a better way to